here for the next couple of years. Is that is that a welcome thing, you think, for yourself and for players to have some big events here to get some international creds?
Yeah, I think it's extremely welcomed by everybody. It's been a long time since we've had best on best, and I've been fortunate to wear the USA jersey before, so it's definitely a huge honor. I know all the guys that have been selected here today, no matter what country you play for, feel the same, so it's definitely a big honor.
How competitive do you think it's going to be?
Well, I think it's going to be extremely competitive. I think best on best is something that guys have really been kind of wanting for a while, and I think it's just great for the game. It's going to be extremely competitive, and I think there's a lot of pride in playing for your country.
What's that NTDP fraternity like? Just seeing guys over the years that you played with, or maybe were before or after you?
Yeah, I think it's pretty tight. Obviously, you go through a lot of the similar things, and you're with each other for 2 years, and you become extremely close. So, I'm still really tight with a lot of guys that I played with there, and I think it's just a unique program, obviously. And like I said, you just get extremely close with guys, and even though you go kind of on your separate ways and on your individual teams, you always kind of keep in touch.
What's your fondest memory of those years?
I think just winning. We won the U18 gold, which is kind of what you work for up the tiers playing there, and it definitely is a really big deal as far as how we value it in USA Hockey, and all the time and effort you kind of put in is kind of geared towards that tournament. So I've had a lot of really great memories there, and we had a really great group of guys, so I'm looking forward to kind of reconnecting with a lot of them and playing with each other again.
It's been a while since you got a chance to don a US jersey. So what will that be like after all these years of missed opportunities, whether it's Olympics or whatever?
Yeah, well, it'll be really special. It's always special to put it on, and it's obviously a huge honor. Like I said, I've been fortunate to wear it before, but nothing like the stage of like a Four Nations or the Olympics. Obviously, that's a different level, and a very big honor. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Auston, you play for Team North America, right? You're with McDavid and McKinnon, right? Like at that time, was it in the back of your mind, like one day we're going to play each other internationally, right? What's that going to be like?
Yeah, honestly, at that point in time, I don't think I was thinking much about that. There was so much going on, and it was just really cool to be a part of that team, and obviously play with a lot of great players. And obviously, as you kind of go throughout your career a little bit, and throughout the last several years, playing against those guys, obviously so much respect for them and the kind of players and people that they are. So it'll be a lot of fun to compete against them.
How would you describe the caliber of team you think the U.S. is going to be able to put together for this?
Oh, I think it's going to be great. You look at the potential players, and I think there's going to be a lot of hard decisions. For all four teams, there's a lot of really, really good talent in the NHL now, and so like I said, I think it's going to be a highly competitive tournament, and guys have a lot of pride playing for their country, so it's going to be fun.
Along those lines, Auston, previous best on best tournaments before you were at the Olympics, whether it be World Cup, it's always Canada was the favorite going in. Is Canada still the favorite going in?
I don't know. I'll leave that for you guys to decide. I think it's tight. All four teams have great players. I think in situations in tournaments like this, it's kind of who can kind of come together and be a team as quickly as possible. Is usually the team that has the most success. So I think that's kind of the main goal. Is you're gonna have a lot of really elite players. It's kind of just putting the ego aside and doing what's best for the team and coming together as quickly as possible.
What was your initial thoughts on Sheldon getting let go, and what are your early impressions of Craig?
I thought we were here to talk about the Four Nations tournament, Luke, but maybe we can revisit that in September.
Any thoughts on Mitch or free agency and sort of the craziness that's surrounding what's going on with Mitch?
Kevin, you just heard what I said.
I had to ask.
All I'm going to say is we love Mitch, obviously. There's a lot of noise revolving all that, but we love Mitchie. He's a great person, great teammate. I can't speak highly enough about him. So
on the international side, back in Sweden, you mentioned that you'd love it if the NHL would take the game to Mexico. Has anything gone beyond those comments? Like, have you thought about it? Has the NHL thought about it? Is there anything going on that way?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not in those conversations. But I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, all the guys. I think the consensus after that Sweden trip was, it was a lot of fun. I think it was really well done, and something that we'd be open to doing again. So.
When you guys were in the moment with Team North America, did you ever have any idea that essentially that would become a team that's going to live forever? People are always going to talk about that week.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like in the moment, not really. But you look back and you see the players that were on that team, and where they kind of stand today, and a lot of the most elite players are were kind of a part of that team. So. I felt really fortunate to be a part of it and get to play, alongside a lot of those guys, and not competing against them night in, night out in the NHL. It's a lot of fun.
So you're one of the first 6 names for this team. Have you taken any time to look at the depth and what it fill out your own type of roster? Who could be on this team beyond the first 6? Have you done that at all?
Maybe not like that in depth. I've definitely thought about different guys and just kind of went through each team, and like I said at the start, I mean there's so much good talent, in USA Hockey and the NHL. So it's an honor to be selected. I know there's going to be a lot of tough decisions kind of coming down the line, but I think that's a nice thing to have that many players that are pushing for spots to make it competitive.
I know playoff success and Stanley Cups and such, all players want to chase that first and foremost, but how would you describe your desire for international success and gold medals and those sorts of things, maybe compared to your desire for Stanley Cup success?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's right up there. Like I said, playing for your country, it's a huge honor, and it's not something that everybody gets to do throughout their career. So I don't think it's anything that myself or anybody else takes lightly. And when you think about the big stages and stuff like the Olympics, like this tournament's going to be, I think there's a lot of pride that goes into it. So it's definitely going to be competitive, and everybody wants to win. So I think it's going to be great.
What do you think of the format of the event? Like the Czechs are not going to be there, the Russians obviously, so that no Pasternak, no Panarin. So when we talk of best and best, not all the best are going to be there. What's your point of view about that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is what it is. I don't, really make those decisions. This is what they decided, and I think, in 2 years down the line, when the Olympics happens, I think that's going to be obviously a great tournament as well. But I think a lot of people are just excited that we're getting some sort of international playback.
What would it be like to play with Quinn?
Yeah, it'd be obviously great. He's a special player, obviously. Best defenseman in the league this year, and I've got a ton of respect for him, and all 5 of the guys that were selected today, I know pretty well. So, like I said, it's a big honor. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's gonna be competitive, and I think we're just really looking forward to it.
Quinn was just talking about how many of you guys have overlapped in the development program, and I think for you, Adam Fox is one of those. Just how have you seen him evolve from back then until now, playing against him in the NHL?
Yeah, I mean, even back at the NTDP, like he was, really, really good player. I think maybe he was a little bit undersized, so maybe it was kind of thought, sometimes you never know, but I think just the way he plays, the confidence and poise that he has, he's kind of had it his whole life, and from what I've seen when we played at the NTDP together, he's a really special player. So I'm looking forward to playing with him.
Canada USA has been, there's been some nastiness there, good rivalry. Do you think this event sets up for that mid-season like this? Like, do you think it'll be kind of a heated rivalry between you?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. U.S., Canada, Sweden, Finland, I think there's a lot of respect there, but obviously a lot of pride as well. And, I think it's going to be good, too, that it's kind of halfway through the year. You're, not necessarily trying to get the cobwebs out like at the start of the season, kind of like how the World Cup was. So I think that's definitely a positive thing about that everybody's going to be in mid-season.
So with that in mind, how do you think your top 6 stacks up against their 6 that they just named today?
I mean, they got a pretty elite 6, so I'm pretty confident in our guys as well. But obviously, a lot of respect for those players. They're obviously very, very talented, very skilled, and have had great careers.
Is there a challenge is unique to Finland and Sweden specifically?
Sorry?
What kind of challenge is unique to Finland and Sweden, do you think?
I just think the way they play, I found like Sweden, Finland, they play with a lot of cohesiveness. They're very structured and maybe play a little bit different style as far as like what you typically see in the NHL game, and obviously presents challenges, but in the end it's just trying to get out there and compete and do what you can to help the team win.
Auston, you played with Charlie McAvoy, against him, with him. Just what does he add to your team, and how excited are you to play with him now again?
Yeah, I'm excited. Myself, Charlie, Matthew, we're all on the same team at the NTDP, so we know each other really well, and obviously we're all in the same division, so it'd be fun just to play with each other and kind of be on the same side again. And Charlie's an incredible player. He kind of brings so many different elements to the team, to the game. He's physical, but offensively he's extremely gifted as well, and defensively obviously is very good as well. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Was there a Team USA that you remembered from when you were growing up, like an Olympic team or a World Cup team that really influenced you?
I think the tough result, but the 2010 Vancouver team that they placed second, but obviously a lot of those guys, Kaner, TJ Oshie, the shootout and all that stuff against Russia, and that's probably my fondest memory of watching Team USA as a kid.
You brought your parents, you brought your family to the awards. Can you speak a little bit about what they've meant to you through the years and why you brought them here?
Oh well, I wouldn't be here without them, and obviously their support and everything means so much to me. So it's fun to kind of share these moments and go through this, these kinds of things together and just kind of enjoy it. So it means a lot.
Everybody in the Atlantic is chasing Matthew now. What was your reaction to the Panthers winning the cup?
Yeah, they're a great team. It was well deserved. I thought it's always tough to watch, but it's always learning lessons and stuff that you can take away as well.
A lot of the all-time greats have used these best-on-best tournaments to really build their legacy. You're all going to be star players going into this. Do you view it that way going into it? It's a chance to kind of show the world who you are.
I think it's more so like it's a team, and like I said, like everybody's kind of has to put the ego aside and do what's best for the team, and whoever comes together the quickest is probably going to be the most successful. So I think that's kind of the mindset going into it for myself, and I think everybody involved, that no one person's going to win the tournament. It's if we win, then everybody looks good. So that's obviously the goal.
You talk about the pride. Sweden, Finland, Canada, U.S., whatever tournament it is with the USA across your chest, just the pride no matter what kind of tournament it is, whether it's Olympics, World Championships, whatever.
Yeah, of course, it's always a special feeling to put on the jersey and represent your country. I think I speak for everybody when I say that, whether you play for Finland, Canada, Sweden, or the U.S. There's a lot of pride that goes into it, so definitely that's something that's not taken lightly or taken for granted.
Been to the Sphere yet?
Not yet.
It's supposed to be something.
Yeah, I know.
Are you going to be at the draft?
I don't think so. No.